So she raised allegation that I'm talking about the suspended Chief Justice raised allegation of unconstitutionality in the process to remove her. Again, she also talked about the fact that some documents have not been available to her. Council, can you hear me? Okay, so I'm asking that some of the concerns that the suspended Chief Justice raised is the fact that there are so many unconstitutionality as far as the process is concerned. Again, she also talked about the fact that some documents were not available to her. That's why I'm asking that. Wouldn't it be better that the Attorney General come to clear that space?
My brother, thank you very much. But you see, my assessment of CG Torkornoo's address and attempt to expose, the police system as the enemy of rule of law has rather brought into sharp focus who the enemy of the rule of law is in this country, and the enemy is the judiciary. She has, given a litany of alleged violations of fundamental human rights, of breaches in the civil justice delivery system, of what litigants encounter when they go to court, of what, how the courts respond to the litany of violations, that she catalogued. So, as far as I'm concerned, this is a wake-up call that the nation must do something about the ailing civil justice system. It happened in England in the late 1990s and early 2000s. That brought about the Lord Wolf Committee and its recommendations. Maybe the time is now right for us in Ghana to find an antidote, to find a solution to the many allegations that Chief Justice Torkornoo has brought to the fore. That's why I said she must be commended for her boldness in acknowledging that the civil justice system has broken down and needs mending. Let us, collectively find a way to fix it.
I see. Well, many say that she's gone contrary to what the Article 146 says. That's on the removal of the Chief Justice. It has to be heard in camera, but she is calling for a public hearing. So I'm asking that what's the fate of the Chief Justice, especially when many say that she's gone contrary to the in-camera provision of the Constitution?
So the question again, your line is breaking. The question again.
Council, can you hear me clearly now? So I'm asking that I'm asking that what is the fate of the Chief Justice, especially when many say that she's gone contrary to the in-camera provision of the Constitution?
Well, to be honest with you, and frankly, I think she has betrayed confidence the state reposed in her. She has betrayed the very constitution, that she subscribed to the judicial oath to uphold and defend. She has acted contrary, to the dictates of the Constitution. She has acted contrary to the Article 146 CG removal process, and above all, she has broken, faith, with the people to the extent, of shouting wolf, after she had appeared, from a that is supposed, to be so secretive and confidential, called in-camera proceedings. When you participate in an in-camera proceeding, everything, rests there. You cannot come out in the open public and, deny the very this system, that you have sworn an oath to defend. So it is something that I will not be surprised if another petition is slapped on their face, for violating the Constitution. When Lanando did something similar, in 2022 or 2023, I called for his impeachment, because what he did was impeachable. What the CJ has done is an impeachable, aggravation of the three petitions put all together. This one is more serious than the petition plus this three that are ongoing now. This one is a fundamental breach, which she cannot be saved for violating her own oath, her own judicial oath. Is a very serious thing.
Well, I'm sure that she knows the implications of what she did, but for the sake of public education, what does it really mean as far as her suspension is concerned? Is it an outright dismissal from office, or she should do the needful?
No, we have it, on authority, and there are many authorities, standing guard, against any attempt to dismiss, or even to remove, while the Scott Mama committee is probing her. The president cannot do that. The state cannot do that. All of us have to wait until after the termination of the proceedings. When the committee has submitted its report and we know the outcome, we can then discuss whether what she has done will warrant a removal or not. But in any case, the committee will make its recommendation, and the president will be bound to act in accordance with the Constitution. So if the committee rules that the petitions must fail, the president is bound to accept and implement it. Should the committee rule or decide that she must be removed, the president will have no choice, but to remove it.
I see. Well, Council, let me thank you so much this evening. So that's lawyer Ansah Sari, who is the former director of the Ghana School of Law there. So very, very educative discussion. Parliament may soon summon the Executive Secretary of the Public Utility Regulatory Commission, that's PRC, Dr. Ishmael Aka, to appear before the House following concerns raised by the Member of Parliament for Nsoma Dojiri Frank Anodompre over recent increase in electricity tariffs of 2.45%. Addressing the issue on the floor of Parliament, Mr. Dompre questioning the rationale behind the increment, citing reduction in inflation, appreciation of the Ghana cedi, among others. He stressed the need for the PRC to provide a detailed explanation for the adjustment and their potential impact on households and businesses. Listen to the argument.
On the enterprise of Committee of the Whole, VOG must come. The finance minister must be here, and then 2.4% increase in tariff, electricity tariff by the PRC. Speaker, if you reference the last budget, page 53, is there explicit that cost of increment in the pricing of gas, the weighted average cost of gas, anticipated an increment in the international market, was captured and ticketed for in the budget. So the indicators are taking a nosedive. Inflation is going down as you pride yourself. Exchange rate is going down as you pride yourself with. And these are important indices that we use in the pricing of tariffs. Suddenly, PRC comes out and says that it's increasing electricity tariff by 2.45%. Hey, is this a resetting agenda? Cumulatively, some 14% increment. The PRC boss must find his way here. I'm sure members will agree with me. The PRC boss must be here.
So that's the MP for Nsawamadoji, Frank Anodompe, responding to the matter. Leader of Government Business and Majority Leader Mahama Yariga says the arrangements will be made to rather summon the Minister for Energy and Green Transition, John Jinapo, and not the PURC boss.
PURC and the tariff adjustments. You call on us to invite PURC, but I think that it is the Energy Minister and Green Transition that we should be invited to come and brief the House. So we'll make arrangements for the minister to come, and when he comes, don't complain about politicization of the energy sector. Because you all know that the whole of last year, and I think sometime before that, there was an effort to prevent the PURC from adjusting the tariffs. So that whole period, there was no adjustment. But you know very well that bills were accruing. Payments have to be made. ECG is accumulating huge debts, and it has to be paid for. And who is supposed to pay? Is it not the consumer? And if you are not adjusting the tariffs to enable ECG to pay, ECG is going to collapse. They are no longer going to be able to buy the inputs needed to keep the generators on.
So that's the Majority Leader Mahama Ayariga there. So I told you earlier that tonight on 505 we'll engage as the clock ticks ahead of the election on the 30th of June 2025. That's next week Monday. The Ghana Journalists Association will be electing their new executives, and I'm privileged to have the Vice President hopeful for the Ghana Journalists Association, Rebecca Kwe, in the studios with me. Good evening to you. Welcome to our studios this evening.
Good evening.
I trust you're doing very well.
Very well, very well.
I see. So let's get into the conversation. I'm sure that so you are the PRO. So you are the PRO for the Ghana Journalists Association. You've been doing this for you've been doing that very well. What prompted you? What motivated you to aspire as the Vice President of the Ghana Journalists Association?
Thank you very much, Kwame. So it's been a long journey coming to this point of decision to become the Vice President of the Ghana Journalists Association. Starting out, I would say it's been a fulfilling journey. A passion to lead, a passion to make a difference, a decision that I believe will transcend generations to come. Mine has come from an inner fulfillment of contributing predominantly to media growth and development. Mine has come from a feeling of that there still needs a lot more to be done, even though a lot has been done.
Okay.
And mine also comes from the fact that I have contributed very enormously from what we see as a visibility of the Ghana Journalists Association, contributing to, of course, the leadership that has been there to what today has become attractive to a lot of people and seems to be very interested in whatever the GJ is doing. I believe that I have a lot to share. I have a lot on my plate, and my contribution is very important to the overall growth of media in Ghana.
I see. So the current state of the Ghana Journalists Association, if you have to describe that, how would you describe the state of GJ now?
The state of Ghana Journalists Association is a microcosm of the bigger picture of the state of the media in Ghana. Because the Ghana Journalists Association represents, constitutionally, it says that it represents a gathering, or I would say that an institution of a media fraternity in Ghana with a certain responsibility from promoting freedom of expression, which is enshrined in Chapter 12 of our 1992 Constitution, Article 162, 163, which empowers us to do so.
Yeah.
And so, yes, freedom of expression is there. However, we need to guard it. If you look at the reports that was issued by Reporters Without Borders in the last index that was issued at the World Press Freedom Day, you would notice that there's been a drop. One of the highest that we've chalked was in 2018 when Ghana celebrated World Press Freedom Day. So the whole world gathered here in Ghana in 2018 and celebrated World Press Freedom Day. The ranking was really good at that time. Over time, it's dropped for so many reasons. One of the issues has been the issue of the economy. So if your economy has problems, all other factors or all other issues kind of vibe around the economy. So if you have a weak economy, everything else seems to fall short of what it needs to be. So basically that's what the media ecosystem has suffered and is suffering. Hopefully it will pick up since Ghana's economy is picking up and we all see that. But primarily what is weak of our system and needs a lot to be desired is the issue of regulation. We fall short because as the media ecosystem was liberalized way back in 1992, there were certain measures that should have been put in place, but it looks like it wasn't, and so we're all suffering from that. And so it's sort of like a firefighting approach in trying to address the issues that confront us. And you and I know that with technology, the volume of difficulty or news that we handle on a daily basis, it comes with the light of speed. Yeah. And this is where you see fake news and others transmitted without us being to catch up with them. So these are, far and large, the issues that we have to grapple with. There are a lot of them, but hey, that is why we are here, and to say that we need to draw attention to these issues that confront us and be very, 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 the word here is that intentional about resolving them. So you have to think calculatedly. How do you address these issues? And so that is what I will bring to the table.
I see. What are your